If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon to get the latest updates.
In the past two sessions, I was unable to write. I forgot to actually show the disclaimer. So this is the disclaimer for the training. So these images, references, or examples are provided for information purpose only, with all the copyright laws that are being complied, and we are not limiting the rights under copyright, as this document cannot be reproduced. Means it is the training documents that we are sharing with you, everything in the links. So the credits will be given to the images taken from the open source and cannot be used for promotional activities. So this is a disclaimer, and I am starting my so let us try to open our chemical company. So since we created freshly, it should be here. Yes. So I hope now there is no confusion or doubts related to work area hierarchy, and industrial hygiene and safety data. If I'm not wrong. Great. Now let us proceed with integration. So with what and what objects of SAP the integration happens. So our EHS is a physically available, tangible work area. It is not hypothetical like other modules like HR or whatever it is. It is physically present, tangible thing. So, so building. What do you understand by the term building and why we need to integrate it? See, every object we need to understand how to do it and what is the reason we are doing it. If we don't understand the reason and we just do it blindly, there is no point. So, what is the reason why we are doing it? Any idea why we need to have a building integration here? Any idea in the work area? Building is a configuration object. We are not pulling it from any other module. It's a configuration object. Does anyone have an idea of why we are doing an integration with building? Okay. See, whenever work area is there, certain safety measures have to be implemented. The risk has to be identified. Sometimes it is available at the building level. So when this work area is integrated, I can ensure that the building is also having the same safety measures, same precautions, everything same. So that is the reason we integrate the building. So this is a configuration object in EHS, so we are not pulling it from any other module. So we can select this work area is present something like premises north, and we proceed. Contacts. This is a HR integration. As we discussed last time, we need to integrate the HR objects so that we will have a track record of the employee who are present in the work area. If some incident or accident happens, what the count of the people will be there. At the time of investigation, we know who are supposed to be present in the work area, and we can investigate properly to find out the root cause. So assigning employees to the work area is very important. So for example, contact person for a work area, I'll select it, come to the person. So here the option will come whether it's an employee, applicant, or external person. So I'll select maybe an employee. So list of employees will be visible. I can select any one of them. In a similar way, I can select maybe an IHS person or a director, and these roles are also configurable. We can configure additional roles also. SAP has given some as standard roles, but these can be configured. And these roles have nothing to do with the HR roles. Please understand. So tomorrow he might be a HR manager, but we may not be having a separate role here like a HR role. So these roles are internal to EHS, nothing to do with the HR roles and responsibility. He might be a CEO. We don't care because we don't have a role called CEO. We just have as per the EHS process only. This is nowhere related or integrated. Okay. Are we clear?
Yes.
Great. Thank you. So then, yeah. Can someone tell me why we need to have a function location integration? Guys, let this be more interactive, na? Because one way talking is really boring. Hell in the morning.
To have integration with plant maintenance team so that if there is any equipment failure or any maintenance required in the plant, so they can use the functional location to get that done.
Okay. In a way that is right. So when we do safety measures, we will try to find out to raise notification to the plant maintenance team if we find out something is miss. So when I say something is miss, what? Too much of noise is coming. Too much of vibration is coming. Or maybe oil is leaking. These are all the practical problems in any company, whether it's chemical, whether it's manufacturing, normally happens. So EHS department is responsible for the safety of employees. So we EHS team have a checklist also. If the checklist we are when we are doing, if we find out something is wrong, then we will raise the notification for the plant maintenance. When an incident happens or an accident happens, we map it to the work area. So at that time also we select the function location and do it. So we come to function location. Since this is a demo system, IHS system, I select the planning plant as 1000, execute it. I select multiple function locations.
We are unable to see your screen, Ram. Is anyone else facing?
I think
Is my
Venkat
screen not visible?
No, it is visible.
Yes,
I
it
think
is not. Okay, I'll just reconnect it.
Is it now not visible? SAP not visible?
No, it is visible.
It's visible. Ram.
Do you want me to stop sharing and reshare it again?
No, Venkat will do that
No,
from his end.
I will rejoin.
Sorry, I did not understand. Can you tell me what I should be doing?
No, you don't need to do anything, Ram.
No,
So
no,
Venkat
nothing.
will just reconnect.
Okay, fine. So shall I
Looks
wait?
like
Shall
the
I wait for
problem
1
is
minute?
from.
Before he connects, I'll wait for 1 minute.
Yes, please.
So Venkat, once you connect, please let me know.
Yeah, because for me also same issue because I'm also not able to see.
So you can reconnect as well, Shiva.
Sure.
But remaining all people can see it, right?
I can see.
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Yeah, now I can able to see. Yes.
Great. So
Thanks for that, Shiva.
yeah, so we have integrated the function location. So tomorrow, when any notification needs to be raised with respect to the checklist of this function location, we can directly raise it. So that is the reason we integrate with the function location. So the people who worked on EHSM might be a little, they might be thinking differently. There, our work area, we don't have work area. The function location itself is called as a work location for us. So that's a different concept. Here it's different. So here we manually integrate, there we directly import it. So that's a small difference. So now I like to come back one step, select it, go for hierarchy. So always remember always remember when you are assigning integration objects, please assign it to the lowest level. Don't assign it for company. Why? Why we should not assign it for the company? Anyone? See, let us take an example. Let us take your TCS example. Maybe there are 100,000, 200,000, or maybe 300,000 employees are there. If I want to maintain contacts and integration, I have to maintain at this top location, which is practically not possible. When we come to the bottom location, like plant level, in Hyderabad, how many people are working? Or within Hyderabad, maybe say Adibatla, how many are working? Or maybe Gachibowli, how many are working? Another drop down. That would be easy for identification, always. So that's the reason we don't integrate directly in the top level. Just for explanation's sake, I have shown it, but we don't integrate in the uppermost level. We always do it in the lower levels. Are we clear? I would like to create one more small work area. Just excuse me. I would like to create a storage location. Give me a moment. I would like to create a store. I would like to integrate my storage location directly to Hyderabad plant. So you might be asking, why did I do this? Why did I stop completing the integration? And why did I come directly to storage location? So always remember the first three: building, contact, function location. For any type of the work area, you can integrate any type. But when you come to storage location and work center, you have to integrate it only when the type is storage location or work center. Meaning, if I want to integrate a storage location, I will come to my storage location. I will select the integration object. I will come to storage location, and here I will pull from my 1000 plant related storage locations. So I can select any one of them. I can have multiple also and save it. These three also I can put it, no problem. These three also I'll put it, no issues. I'll just put the same persons only. Doesn't matter. Function location, yes, I can put it. So these three are common across any type, but integrating a storage location should happen only when the type is storage location. Are we clear? Any doubts
Yes.
on this? Any questions, any doubts in this particular topic?
So
Okay.
Ram, just one question. So will the system give any error or
Can you
any
can you
pop-up?
speak a bit louder? Can you speak a bit louder?
Am I audible now?
Yeah, better. Yes,
So I'm
please.
saying, will system throw any error or any pop-up if we try to integrate it with when the work area type is not the storage location?
It will not throw an error, but definitely after you save it, it will just disappear.
Okay.
It will
Can we
not
try
throw the
that? I mean, if it is possible, I just want to see so that the concept, gets clear. Can we try that?
You want me to try it? I will try it. It will just disappear. I will try it. No problem. Where are we? No, no. Yeah, this one. If the system is properly installed, this will disappear. So we need to check out. No, it is there. And it is not proper. I understand. Generally, what happens is that when storage location, the type is company, it will get disappear if it is properly done. So that's the reason we don't do it. Similarly, for work center, the type should be work center. Just for your purpose, I can add it here since it is storing. I don't mind. So I'll just add it. So that's it. So this is the way we can integrate. The reason why we integrate storage location is that when we come to hazardous substance management, we need to know where the hazardous materials are being saved or stored, and also when it is being stored, we can ensure that the safety precautions, principles, risk, all those are taken into consideration. Similarly with work center, and when we say work center, this is production planning work center. Production planning work center. So any doubts in these two aspects?
So so when we are trying to integrate the company work area, work center type company, right, with storage location, is it because the company cannot be treated as a storage location? That is the reason.
No,
Uh,
it is not like that. See, the logic would be definitely the integration objects of storage location at work center are considered at the bottom level of the hierarchy. So in a company wise, there can be n number of storage locations. So generally, it won't accept it unless the type is a storage location.
okay,
Because
got it.
function location, context, building can be coming from anything because you have equipment, you have employees working, and physically it is present. But storage location is a separate category where sometimes it might be present, it might not be present at all.
Okay,
So that is the reason, unless in the hierarchy a storage location is created and maintained, it is not advisable to do it, and systems also will definitely get refreshed.
okay. The same is applicable for work center as well. We have to select
Yeah,
the
same
lowest
as
level.
applicable for work center also. Whenever we have to do it, the type is work center. We have a type of work center. So we have to do for work center and storage location only for these two.
Okay, thanks.
So generally it don't happen when we do it practically in the implementation. Sometimes, as I told you, if it is not properly installed or some is not activated, some components or functionalities, then yes, it will be saving just like how we have seen it.
Okay,
So can I continue to the next topic?
yes, please.
Exposure profile. So I think we already discussed about exposure profile. Can anyone just remember that? Please, can we discuss on the same again? Anyone on exposure profile? At least by looking into the screen.
Agents or the you can say the hazards to which the employees, the workers are getting exposed to during their working hours.
Correct.
They are
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Perfect. It's a simple logic. Exposure profile. Uh, what is the profile? Means suppose for example, I want to hire you. So I will ask you, can you send me a profile? Can you send me a resume? Whatever it is. So in that you will have a list of all the projects you have worked, list of all the skill sets you have, everything. List is there, right? Similarly, when you say exposure profile, list of agents to which employee is exposed when working in the work area. As simple as that. So here we are having, but to create a work area, we need to have an agent. As we discussed, anything that has an effect on the working capacity is an agent. So what do? We come back. Just to create exposure profile, we need to have an agent. So we'll just park it aside, our work area, and we'll try to come and create an agent. Because without agent, we cannot complete exposure profile, right? So beside below work area, we have a folder called as agents. Under this, you have agent workbench. So we'll try to create it. So this is nothing but a specification. We already discussed earlier what is a specification, because same data is being used as per different scenarios. So whatever we create, whether we create an agent in IHS, waste in waste management, DG in dangerous goods workbench, or a substance in product safety or hazardous substance management, ultimately it is called as a specification. And I forgot recipe also. Recipe in recipe management, still it is called as a specification, because it is a common database that stores the properties of the uh, say material or product or substance, whatever you call it. So that's the reason we have it. So in this screen, of course, many people might have worked already in product safety. So in this screen, we have an option of create. When we create, number specification number will be generated by the system, unless your client has your own way of numbering the specifications. And then you are having specification type. In the type, these are the different types you can select. Like it can be a biological hazard, chemical hazard, climate, all these are different what to say agents that can impact types of agents that can impact an employee working. When you say noise, for example, it can be a machine noise, it can be uh, one is a machine noise, it can be external noise, anything. So like this, when you say physical hazard and physical factors, falling down, uh, slipping down, those are all the physical hazards. Physical factors are how the particular work area is set up, all those things will come. If you're talking about chemicals, then we are talking about real substance. Please remember, chemical means real substance. Okay. So these are the different types of hazards. So any doubt in these hazards, you can just ask me, because before we go further. Hello. Any doubts in this, so that I can solve
What's
it?
the stream substance?
Where exactly is it?
Stream, STREAM.
Stream substance means, sometimes what happens is that how should I put it? Okay. Sometimes oil and gas companies, oil and gas companies, you will be having the fuel flowing through a pipeline.
Right.
It is streaming. So sometimes in the production, you won't be carrying the object just like that. It might be streaming, right? So that is the meaning of stream substance. Sometimes the spillage can happen during the flow of the substance in the pipelines. So that can be
Yeah.
the streaming substance. Generally, that will come in the uh, oil and gas, or sometimes uh, how should I put it? Even in sugar industry, also steam is needed. continuous flow of sugarcane juice, steam is needed. So that would be a streaming substance. Beverage industry also it is there. Steel industry also, the molten steel will be flowing. That would be a streaming substance. So the chance is there of the streaming substance also to have an impact. So that's the reason.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, thanks.
Okay. Just for the sake of
Yeah,
chemical, yeah.
Ram.
Just for the yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Please ask me.
Real substance means chemicals, right?
Yes. Absolutely right.
So in the means if it is a pure substance or listed substance, those also come chemicals.
That will not come under a agent. That will come under substance. As an agent, these are the types that we can define.
Yeah. Okay.
As an agent,
Why?
these are
Yeah,
the
for
types.
yeah, for the SPT purpose and all, we will track the chemicals, right? For the at the time we will track only for pure substance and listed substance.
Yes, absolutely right. For that, I will tell you. If you go to substance workbench, and if you try to create it, here in the type, you will get all the things. You can get the pure substance, pure group, raw substance. All those things will be there. This is what is present in the substance workbench, because as I told you, it is an integrated system. As per the scenario, different types will be active. So that is the reason for the agent, you don't activate a pure substance. It is only a real substance always that is present for the agent. So it will be only real sub.
Okay.
But when you come to actual specific means substance workbench, then you'll have everything active.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything else? Okay. So we come for real substance, then the nature of it. You can have it like chemicals, or these are all configurable. Even the type of the specification is also configurable. So we can select chemicals, authorization group all, enter, save it. Then we come for restrictions. Can someone explain me what do you mean by restrictions here? Can someone explain me what do you mean by restrictions here? Anyone? Because you guys might have worked it, right? Why we use the term restrictions here in the specification?
Decide where all it is applicable, whether it
Again,
is
your voice is a bit low. Sorry.
yeah. So to decide where where it is applicable, right? I mean, whether it is available for
Okay.
public use or whether it is only restricted to some countries, right? So that's the concept of rating and validity.
Okay. Anyone else? Anything else?
Maybe to restrict the usage of this chemical uh, based on the validity area and rating.
Okay.
Or like restricting this substance to be used in certain areas like EU, and in EU for Netherlands or France, like that, using validated category and areas.
Okay. First of all, please understand we are not restricting it the usage under any way using this workbench. We never restrict it. We maintain the data and the logic will restrict it. We will never restrict it. So then what do you understand by the term rating here? See, we are restricting the flow of data only. We are not restricting the substance. Suppose if I select the rating as, what is the rating? Should I give it to anyone of the public without restrictions, or should I give the data only to official, or is the data only for internal use? Some products are only for internal use. You should not supposed to send it outside. So it's that kind of thing. Or is it only released for customers just for the sake of customer related information, whatever he's asking? So like this, these are the different ratings. We go for public generally because we try to restrict it when we create a template. So we generally go for public. And public of what? Public is a motherhood statement. Public can be the whole 192 countries of United Nations. So public of a particular region, or of a particular plant, or under a legal entity, or as a regulation based public, what? So we select public of a region. In the region, you can be country specific or region specific. Suppose if I'm country specific, I'll put India. So what does it mean? So I am restricting this data only for India. Please understand that. I am restricting this data for India. Means this should not be available for others. If I put excluding, then it means excluding India, this data can be flown to anyone else. That is the meaning of it. Very powerful when you put restrictions in this spot. So ideally, any consultant, we don't restrict a region here in this header data. Please remember, generally, unless it is again a company specific. See, I'm talking general sense, but if your client is specific, yes, since it's a chemical company, we go for something called as reg world, means for the whole world we will include it. So I will show you. We will select reg world here, means we are not restricting it to anyone. This information is available for all. Then you might be thinking, I want to give it only for few countries. I don't want to give it for all the countries. That restriction, please maintain in the templates. The proper way of doing is header data, always keep reg world, don't change it, because when you maintain data in the property tree, okay, sorry, I'll come to standard properties. Just one moment. When you maintain data in the property trees here, when you run the expert rules, so depending on the region, the data will come and sit in the respective properties. So that will be printed in the report templates. But if you start restricting it here itself, that is not right. So header data, please don't restrict it. Keep it as reg world only. Yes, I'm open for questions and discussions. Please tell me. Yes, we are open for questions. You can ask me.
Ram, what happens if we restrict it here related to property trees?
See, there are two things. Okay, I will tell you one example. I will show you an example. Let us say physical chemical properties, color, easy to understand. My favorite example. Okay. Okay. Oh, just for a sec. What is this? Go for color. So generally, for each value, there is a usage. So automatically reg world will come, but when you run the rule set, this will change to the respective country or the region.
When we run the expert rules, right?
Yes, absolutely. When we run the expert rules, it will be changed to the respective regions. This is the right way of doing it, because color or maybe flash point or boiling point, say in Asia regions, we might be saying centigrade. In Europe region, they might be saying Fahrenheit or maybe Kelvin. So that kind of difference Yes, validate area can restrict. We can have a different validate area.
Okay, so if we say uh, let's assume we say Europe here, then in that case when we run the rules,
Yes.
the data will only be updated for Europe, and we will lose the data for the other
No, no,
countries of
that
the world,
we
right?
will not lose it. The data will be there, but the active status will be there. So if you see in the data, we have something called as active status, right? This active
Yes.
status will ensure and the category will be changed to the respective region.
Sorry, I didn't get it. When it will change to the respective region, when we do what?
When you run the rule sets, we have a rule set secondary data determination. So when we come for secondary data determination, we have these expert multi calls and rule sets like this. It will be there for whichever country. If I run China related rule set and if my expert rules are already set up in the system, so what
Okay.
happens is that I will get all the China related data, and whenever I see the China related data here maintained, then under the rating, I will get the same thing.
Okay.
So you have to run an expert rule for us to get the country specific. Reg world header data, it should be reg world.
Okay. Got it. Thanks.
So anyone else, any doubts? See, the reason why we don't restrict in the header data is that if we restrict in the header data, let us assume instead of reg world, I'll put here as, for example, only EU region. Let us say we are having, let us say EU region. Okay, I say EU region. I just put EU region. So tomorrow, if I want to send this data to North America or maybe Asia Pacific, system will not agree because header data is the first priority in the logic. So if my in the logic of whatever we are defining, if I'm specific to one country or one region, so that would be my first priority in the program. So the rule sets also may not be able to run properly or optimistically unless you create a Z function module. So every company, how big ever it is, how complex it is. I'm talking about the major companies which I have worked, the Fortune 50 companies also. We always keep reg world in the header data. We don't change anything in the header data because let it be there. We change anything we want the region wise in the expert rules for the respective countries, templates for the output of SGS with the generation variants, validity areas. There we will change, but not in the header data. Any doubts?
No, Ram.
Yeah. So can I continue?
Yep. Sure.
Next, we are having identifiers. Can someone tell me what is the meaning of identifiers or why we need to have an identifier? Since for showing I created it, let me delete it and save it. Yes. Now tell me why do we need an identifier? Anyone? Anyone? Because you might have already worked in product safety, GLM, other modules, right? So anyone? No problem.
So to give a name to a product, like if we give a
Sorry,
name
again
to
your
a
voice
user.
is a bit low. I'm really sorry.
Okay, is it fine now?
Yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, so to identify a product, right? I mean, if we have the real substance or any other thing, right? So how do we identify that, what is this being used for, or what is this called, right? So for that reason, we give that name in the identifier.
Okay, very good. So what we do generally is that, as you rightly said, we need to have some identification, right? We cannot run around saying that 2146 product, 2146 product. What is a 2146 product? What chemical is it? Is it an acid, sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, or maybe a chemical, chlorine, whatever it is? So for that, okay, agent will not have much of the option, so I will show it directly here in the substance. Give me a moment. I'll just show directly in the substance. Just give me one moment. Of course, we are doing agent, but parallel, if I explain it here, that would be really good. So let me take a real substance something. Yes. So here we are having an option of identification based on either a name, a number, a formula, or an indicator. Suppose if I select a name, so what are the different types of names? These are the different types of names. We can have names based on a regulation. We can have a name that is used internally, like product name, material description, manufacturer name, like this. Or it can be a regulatory based, non-declarable substance list kind of thing. Or it can be a data origin or your own external PDM system. People will be having PDM systems in PLM, right? So it can be that external system, or it can be as simple as a product name. So these are the different types in which we can identify. Again, standard SAP, this can be configured. Okay, we are talking about standard SAP and configurable option. In a similar way, if I have a number, so what is the type of the number? Again, you can see multiple numbers, a regulatory based number like this, or an internal product number, or it can be a manufacturing number if you are buying it from a supplier. It can be a reach number, the registration number. It can be anything. So we have an option of again configuring additional identification numbers other than the ones provided by SAP. Yes. So this is what we select to identify. Sometimes synonyms will be there. Multiple language, multiple synonyms. So in that case, what we do in the naming itself, we'll go for synonym and we'll maintain multiple synonyms. This is normal in any organization. You can maintain synonyms. Any doubts in this? Hello,
Nope, we got it.
you got it right. So why I have shown in CG02 is that if I come the same way, you cannot see chemical formula and other options here because that is not available. So when we select name, again it's a configuration, right? I told you. So for the agent, formula and all are not needed. So that's the reason they did not put it. It's always a name of a product or a group or a substance like this. This is what is best believed for agent. So I can select a product name and I can just type it as maybe chlorine and I save it. I can select a number, and what is a number? I don't have much options here. Again, it's a configuration related thing. So product number, I would set as one. Save it. So you can see the sorting sequence also 1 and 2. You can sort it depending on the sorting sequence also. The output can be varied. So this is chlorine, this is 1 to 3%. So the moment you enter the identifier, here it will be filled out completely. Any clarification needed? Any doubts here? How is that? You will be having some questions, right? So I'm just waiting for you guys to answer. Hello, anyone?
Megnath, Divya, Pavni, you guys should have questions.
Sorry?
No, I'm just talking to my team.
No, your voice is a bit low. I could not hear it.
Can everybody else hear me, or is it low for everybody?
No, I can hear you because.
Okay, so Megnath, Divya, Pavni, please go ahead and ask questions. I think these whole all these topics are new for you guys, right? So whatever doubts you have, please get it clarified.
Because again, I'm saying this is the basis for your understanding of product safety. In product safety, as I have just shown you substance, there will be additional explanation, but not again the same explanation, because these topics again specification and restriction identifiers will not be explained again. We will be learning in product safety about references, relationships, status kind of thing, but not these what to say tabs or views. Okay, let us come to material assignment. So this is the point where you are integrating the material with the specification. This is the integration point, first integration point from EHS side to the material is this. So we select a material, okay. So there might be list of materials, doesn't matter. So I just select any one material. I can select multiple materials also. So you might be asking how I can select multiple materials. This specification values of EHS, is it relevant for these two materials? Yes, it is possible. Why? I will tell you. Let us take a chemical company. In that, let us take an acid, sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid, 18 molar is the highest concentration. 18 m they call. As and when you are diluting it, the molar gets reduced like 17, 16, 15 or 0.25, 0.01, zero 0.1 like this. But still, each one is a material in mm, but the properties remain the same. Sulfuric acid, 18 molar, it can dissolve the bone. 0.1 molar, it may not dissolve the bone, but it can still create a scratch and the burning feeling. So the points would be the same. Just because it is diluted, can you put sulfuric acid in your eye? No. So the medical measures, all those will be the same. So you can have different material description for this. The second, there might be multiple plants. If you don't have an MDM system, you might be each plant produces same material, but they have a different metal codes or metal numbers. So that is the reason we can include plant also. Here plant is there. Suppose if this material is specific to a particular plant, I can have a plant code also here. That way we will do the material assignment.
Ram, sorry, what was the significance of the plant again?
Okay. See, basically what happens is that when MDM system was not there, we're talking about the day when MDM system was not there, master data management systems. At that
Okay.
time, what used to happen is that each plant might be creating a same material, but they're having a different material code because each plant creates its own material, right? It is not a consolidated list.
Right.
So in that case, it is the same material, but with a different code. So it has the same what? It has the same characteristics. So I need not create multiple specification. It is a single specification, but that single specification has multiple metals maintained because of whatever reason.
Got
So
it.
these
So
are the
for a same material but with a different ID for different plants, then in that case we require to map plants, right?
yes, absolutely right. At that time, we require to map the plants.
But since now we have met master data management, I don't think so. We use this plant much, right? This column
Yes,
much.
right now the plant column is not needed to be used at all. After MDM is implemented, it is not needed.
Okay, got it.
But before MDM days, yes, still it is there.
Ram, I have a doubt.
Yeah,
As you said, the material is same, but if it has a different composition, like dilution, so 0.1%, 1% like that, so it will take only the safety measures will be the same characteristics. So
correct.
coming to physical chemical properties, that will be the that will make some changes. Means those properties will have differ. So in that case, can we say the same material? Is that the
See,
material with different
basically,
different
basically,
compositions?
basically, when we come to physical chemical properties, I would say
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
is
Okay.
not much difference.
Okay.
There won't be much difference. The color won't change. The density won't change. Whether it is highly concentrated or least concentrated, it will be the same, right?
Okay.
Vapor pressure, state
So
of matter, these things won't change at all. So the property wise they don't change, the effect would be the same. May not be immediate, but over the period of time it would be the same. 18 molar, if you put it on your hand, it will immediately dissolve the bone. Zero point 0.5 molar, it will also dissolve, but it will take longer time.
oh, okay. So okay. Got it. Got it.
So there are materials, multiple materials are created depending on different concentrations, as we discussed, if it's a chemical company, or other scenarios like plant based we discussed before MDM. So in that case, multiple materials also can be sent here.
Okay. For single specifications, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
If the composition changes, if it is entirely new, it's not sulfuric acid, it's hydrochloric acid, then it's a different material and a different specification. But as long as it is
Okay.
sulfuric acid, sometimes I will tell you one more example. Okay, let me give this way. It is not less confusing. Nitrogen. It can be liquid nitrogen, it can be gaseous nitrogen, or it can be solid nitrogen also.
Okay.
So liquid, gas, and solid, these might be three different metals in your company because all three are marketable with different prices and different whatever it is, right?
Yes.
But all three are having the same. All three are nitrogen only, right? In different form you are marketing, but still it is the same. Correct or wrong?
Yeah. Yeah. That's correct. Yeah. Okay.
That is the reason. In such cases also, you will have a different materials. Clear?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. No. Yeah. Got it.
Anyone else?
Yeah, hi Ram. I'm having couple of doubts. The very first thing is like regarding the plant. Generally, when we are creating a material master, so at that time we will be maintaining a plant storage location or whatever it is, we'll be maintaining it, right?
Correct.
So i- the same thing can be fetched into the plant or how it is like as we are adding, the plant is not populating, right? So in case if that one is there, if the material is
As we
assigned to one.
discussed, as we discussed just now, it is not automatically populated. You have to bring it. That is the first
Okay,
thing. And second
okay,
is that after MDM system is in place, there is no need to maintain the plants because it's a single material across all the plants.
okay,
Before MDM system is there, each plant, suppose if you are manufacturing nitrogen, this nitrogen is manufactured by say a plant in Bangalore, a plant in Delhi, a plant in Chennai.
Okay.
So each one used to create their own material numbers for it before MDM.
Okay.
So, but ultimately for EHS, whether you are wherever you are manufacturing, it is ultimately nitrogen for us. It would
Yes.
be the same. So that is the reason we used to have multiple materials assigned under this.
Okay. Got it. And the second one is like regarding the composition, as Megnath was asking, right? So in case, as you said, there is a sulfuric acid with an 18 molar, and then we have the zero point 0.1 or
Yes.
0.25 molar. So in
See,
that case, we have,
composition never changes. No, no. See, remember one thing. Sulfuric acid composition never changes. Composition would be the same. Hydrogen, sulfur, oxygen, it would never change. In the sulfuric acid, when you're talking about composition, we're talking about elements. We're not talking about the water. Correct?
okay. Yes.
The composition never changes. Whether it is 5 molar or 18 molar or zero point 0.5 molar, the composition still remains with hydrogen, sulfur, oxygen, because it is H2SO4. It
Okay.
won't change.
Okay. But
Just
when
having
you are,
just having the reduction of what to say, the concentration doesn't change the composition. As long as it is H2SO4, it would be the same composition. If it is not H2SO4, if it is changed to HNO3 or HCl or maybe any other thing, then the composition changes. But as long as sulfuric, the composition never change.
okay.
Concentration, composition, both are different. Don't get confused.
Okay. Okay. So only the like when you are adding water, the concentration levels will decrease, but not the
Absolutely right.
composition will not change. Okay.
Absolutely right. I will give you one small example, funny example. You prepare a tea for you means okay. Someone in the home prepare the tea for say 4 people, thinking that only 4 people will drink. Suddenly, another 2 persons come. So what will you do? Will you again put the tea or just dilute it? So if you
Generally,
dilute it,
generally
so
we
if you
dilute
dilute
it
it
with
also still
water
it is
or
tea only,
let's say,
right? Even if you
yeah,
dilute it also it's still a tea only, right? It won't
that's
change,
true.
correct or wrong?
Yeah. But only the difference is in the taste or the what you
The
call
concentration.
the
Yes, the
concentration.
concentration is the difference, but the composition is still the same.
Okay. Good.
Good question.
Thanks. Sir.
Yes. Anything else? Anyone else?
Sorry, Ram, I may have missed. Just going back to the previous example where you have given example of solid nitrogen, liquid nitrogen, and in the gas form. So
Yes.
if you can see the physical chemical properties, they might differ. So how will that impact if you are going to assign all those three materials together?
Yes. So we will be having the option of only the density is the difference. So in the density, we have a range. The value we'll put it as a range.
And the form of the nitrogen.
Form we will have both of the forms. We can have multiple options.
Okay, so in that case, we can have multiple options. Or
Yes.
if the type is same, like nitrogen is in
Yes.
three different forms, so we are going to maintain all the three different forms for that.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, thank you.
Very good. Valid question. Yes. What else?
Yeah, one more thing, as we are discussing about the form and the density, right? So when we are trying to print in the SDS template,
Hmm.
so do we use the short code, right? So when we are trying to pull the information based on the material, like if it is a nitrogen gas or it is a liquid nitrogen or something. So
Okay.
at that time we will be using the short code or how we try to fetch the information regarding that.
See, sort code is only for the header data in synonyms and all. How you
Okay,
fetch it from www depends on how the template is designed.
okay,
So whatever the way it is designed, so that will definitely fetch the data. Suppose if you want all the three forms to be designed,
Okay.
or you want it only depending on the name of the marketing name only, it has to come as a parameter symbol. So it depends on
Okay.
that.
So in case if it is only the gas, then how we pull the information regarding that one, regarding the form. So if I say like if the material says like it's in a nitrogen gas, so I
Mhm.
want to put the information as a form as in a gas or something, even though
Mhm.
it is stated in the header data or in the material name when we are trying to print a SDS template. But
Okay.
still, I want to show the form of that particular material as a gas.
Yes.
So,
So
so
the
where,
option, the
how
option
to
is
pull
there.
that?
The option is there. We can pull it from the conditions that is called as conditional output in the WWA. Okay. So there
Okay.
is an option called as if symbol, CAF, BAF, EAF. The conditions will be
Oh,
there. Using that symbols, we can pull it.
oh,
Saying certain parameters. If this is a parameter, you have to pull this.
okay. So it's like in a restriction to pull
Right.
the information. Okay.
And also just letting you know, form doesn't carry much weightage when you're sending SDS. SDS always concentrates mostly on safety related properties.
Okay.
Like what
Safety
is the
related.
flashpoint? What is the,
Okay.
in case of emergencies? Safety
Mhm.
related properties is more about SDS. So that's why it says safety data sheet. Form, physical chemical properties, that's okay. Whether it is color is white, transparent, or whether it is solid, liquid, gas, that doesn't matter much. For us, what matters is that the safety related properties, the immediate measures, general advices, the toxicology, ecotoxicology, like those things only matter mostly for SDS. So that's why it is called a safety data sheet. Of course,
Okay.
it has all the information related to what is the boiling point, what is the melting point, what is the density, viscosity, all those things will be there. It will be there. But practically, if you see from the EHS point of view, keeping this physical chemical properties a bit in the back seat, we are more interested in the safety related properties, measures. And when you say measures, these are related to handling, storage, transportation, waste in the case of fire or release or spillage. These are the measures.
Okay.
What are the medicine related properties? Environment, fate, and pathway. How it is getting affected the environment. Ecotoxicology. If it is mixing with water, what are the precautions to be taken? What are the kinds of diseases that might come? These carry much weightage in addition to regulation, the transport related regulations, than about whether it is liquid, solid, or what color. So emphasis would be more on safety related information, safety data sheet.
Okay. Okay. But in the safety data sheet, apart from in case if in the 16 sections or whatever is available.
Right.
So in case if the company is willing to add certain more information, then we can add it, right? Apart from the general information in the 16 sections, if the
See the
company is
16
willing to
sections,
add more.
the 16 sections, what you are trying to do, if you have your own template, your client, okay. So definitely the template can be enhanced as per the requirement.
Oh,
Without enhancing, no company can work with the standard templates provided by the content provider. Every company. I will tell you a small example. Logo enhancement in a report template, definitely it needs to be done, right or wrong? So are
yes,
we not
yes.
enhancing the template? The small thing I'm explaining. Your address, product information, all those things are customized for your company only. The emergency transport information, right? So
Yes.
definitely these are all customized to suit your requirement.
Okay. Okay.
Anything, everything can be changed. Suppose if you create a Z property, okay, these are all standard given by SAP.
Okay.
You are using a custom property. Like one company I have worked on it. They manufacture pillows, the pillow what we sleep, and they use
Mhm.
rabbit hair to manufacture it. And
Yes.
they need a safety data sheet for rabbit hair because allergens will be there, right? People are allergic to that.
Yes.
So SAP has not launched a property tree, either industry specific also, to maintain the rabbit hair related information. So we configured it. We created a custom property. And when I created a custom property, obviously I have to use the custom symbol. So I'm enhancing the existing SGS template.
Okay.
Yes, it is possible. We have to do it. As per the requirement, we have to do it. But blindly
Okay.
remember, if you are enhancing property tree, yes, you have to enhance the safety data sheet also.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
when you enhance a property tree, that information should be displayed, right? So definitely you have to enhance it. You have to add it, you have to edit it, whatever way you are comfortable.
Okay. Okay. And one more thing, just I want to ask, like, so generally we have the different substance, right? Right, a real substance, pure substance, or whatever it is. So for that particular substances, so in case if I want to add any other property, like in case if I want to add for a standard real substance, if I want to add any Z created property tree, so it can be done, right? So
Yes, absolutely, it can be done. That's what I'm saying. but but as per the norm, we don't try to enhance a standard property tree. We copy standard property tree, create a Z property tree, and there we enhance it.
okay, okay. But we can specifically add to our choice of substances. So even though if it is a Z created property tree, sorry, even if it is a Z created property tree, we can add it specific to our substance type. It can be a pure substance or it can be only a real substance, right?
For any substance you are creating, you can maintain data as per the available property trees. Suppose your pure substance, you want to maintain data only for the safety.
Okay,
So select this, maintain it. In a similar way, for your real substance, if you want to do, you can do it. If not, you can maintain standard properties.
okay. Okay. Now, when you have clicked that property tree, right? So it has displayed a multiple different
Yes.
types of property trees. So what I mean to ask is like all those property trees, when we define it or when we configure it in the SPRO settings, so
Right.
all those things will directly reflect to each and every substance, or is there any restriction?
Yes,
That's
it is
what I want
restriction
to
is there. Restriction is there. You can restrict.
restriction is. Okay, okay. That's the one I was looking for because like when I was started working, like I have found like there was for a few materials there was a Z property tree added for a few substances, and for few substances it was the Z property tree was not available. So just I want to
No, it is there. It is
definitely
there. You can restrict it in the configuration for the type. You can always determine what property tree should be available, visible, and displayed.
okay, okay. So that one will be that one we will be doing in the value specification type, like a value type, value assignment type, or is it
No,
in
we are doing it with
another
we'll
section
be
of the
doing it
code?
with the property tree. We'll be doing it with the property tree.
Okay, okay.
We'll do it with the
Eh,
property tree.
eh, okay. If you don't mind, can ask you? Can show me that where we'll be restricting it?
When we come to product safety, that is part of it, right?
Okay, okay, fine.
That is part of the product safety. What we are going to discuss when we come to
Okay.
product safety, how to define a property tree, a new value assignment, classification system. Those are all part of the
Hello.
sessions. Anything else? Any questions additional?
Oh, oh no, I'm fine now. But anyway, yeah, as you said in the product safety, you will be discussing with the configuration items and everything, so that should be fine.
Great. Anyone else? Anyone else? Any questions? Again, I am saying this is a very important topic, so please don't feel shy. You're all team members. Please ask me. So this references, status, and relationships along with header status, I will explain when we come to the product safety. There it is easy to understand because we are going to apply it for an agent. When we do the specification header, restriction, identifiers, and material assignment is sufficient knowledge till we are in the agent workbench. So now, how to maintain properties. This is the property tree. As we discussed just some time ago, you don't want to maintain all the properties. You can click on other property tree. Suppose you want to maintain only safety related properties. So select it. Only that will be there. Or if you want to maintain any particular chapter or for a particular country, so you can select that and you can maintain it. So however you define the property tree, you can maintain only that particular data. But when you select standard, all the properties 542 will be available. So then we come to general example. I'm showing one possible node, possible hazards. Double click on it. The fourth icon you can see invert axis, horizontal, vertical. General as a consultant, rather than scrolling, advisable to keep it vertical. Easy for us to observe also. But again, it depends on comfort of each consultant. So you can choose whatever way you are comfortable. I can select multiple options. Just like form, I can select solid, liquid, gas. I can select multiple options. Click on OK. See. So at the time of inhalation, this has to be taken care. Like this, we can select. This is also phrases. If you see, this is also phrases. Phrase selection from, this is the option. So, any doubts in this? Yes, and one more thing. Whenever you do it, you are doing it for a world, right? So I'll just delete it. It's easy for me to explain. Let me delete it one moment. So I'll just create it. I'll just select any one of them. Only one value I'll select just to explain you. Suppose if I want to add another instance, remember instance. Each instance, not this one. Okay, leave it like that. So each instance, I have a second instance. So this instance, I can have a different usage. Instead of reg world, I can go for reg EU. So you come to second instance, it is UE related. So whenever you are trying to print an output, depending on the instance, or I don't want instance, I want a country, select it, usage, come for a country, India. Oh, sorry. Yeah. See India. So whenever you run the rule set, the instances will be created as per the rule set, as per the country for which the rules are being run. So am I clear till this point? This is very important when we come to product safety. So is this concept clear? Is this concept clear?
Yep, Ram.
So always remember, whenever we run a rule set, a new instance will be created. For this India, you might have multiple, what to say, values maintained. doesn't matter. But this is for India only. Number 2 instance. I can create a third instance, which is again for a different country. I can have it maybe for China or Russia. Come to usage. I'm manually changing it, but automatically it will be changed when you run the rule set. So you can see China like this. So this is how the data will be sitting up. And depending on the region or the usage what we have selected, the first one would automatically come from the reg world directly because header is reg world. Second, whatever we are maintaining, our WW template will pick based on the usage and print the necessary data. Are we clear now? Are we clear till this point?
Yes, Ram.
Okay. So my sincere request and suggestion is that if you see the standard properties, see standard property tree itself is having everything. If you want to learn EHS, I would always recommend to go through the standard properties. If not, if you say I want only MSDS, see there is a property tree for MSDS also. Directly it will give you the 16 chapters, whatever it is there. But it will not contain every information. So the choice is up to you whether you want to learn completely or as per the MSDS property tree. If you want to learn completely, please follow standard properties and learn everything. What are the physical chemical? What are the more properties? Because it is self-explanatory. People can understand, right? How to create it. What are the measures? During the fire, what are the measures? Extinguishing media. I come here. So there is one suitable, one unsuitable. Means some fires cannot be doused with water. Some fires should be doused with water. So whatever is unsuitable, whatever is suitable, we are going to maintain information. Like this, I request everyone in your free time to please go through this because we started it till we come to product safety. It is some time is there for us, maybe another 30 days or something like that. Utilize that time, go through this property tree, keep asking me questions whenever you find some issues here. So by the time we come to product safety, it will be easy for every one of you. When I start explaining WW templates, expert rules, it will be easy for everyone. I hope we can agree for that, right?
Yeah, right. Sure, Ram.
Great, great. That's the spirit. So if no questions are there, so we can wind up today and start risk assessment tomorrow freshly and complete the work area totally. So if no questions are there, we can wind up our session today. I'm waiting for questions because this is an important topic. I don't want to club this again with another topic. So that's why I'm saying this. Any questions? Because people who joined EHS freshly without any SAP background, please ask me. It is important that you clarify this and don't feel shy. Okay, I take it as no questions are there. So I believe we can wind up today's session. So if no questions are there, I think we can wind up today's session.
Sure, Ram. We'll meet you
Thanks
tomorrow.
everyone. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for
Thank
your
you,
time.
Ram. Bye.
Have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also feel free to ask your questions in the comment section below, and we will reply to them at the earliest.